Hi everyone. So today we'll be discussing regarding the cubital fossa. So as you know, cubital fossa has been a very favorite question for the examiner because there are many questions that are asked regarding this cubital fossa. Some of them ask what are the structures present in the cubital fossa, and in some question papers they also ask what is the structures that are forming the roof of the cubital fossa and what are the structures that are forming the floor of the cubital fossa. So today we'll be discussing regarding all of them. First of all, I need to say where is exactly the cubital fossa. For suppose when you take your upper arm or the upper extremity, this is your arm and this is your forearm. So the junction between the arm and the forearm, at this place exactly there is a depression like a pit. This pit is nothing but called as fossa, which we also call it as cubital fossa, right? So we will discuss first of all the borders of the cubital fossa. Before going to the borders, I just want to tell you that this is the medial epicondyle, which you can palpate here, and this is the lateral epicondyle. So the imaginary line that is formed between the medial and the lateral epicondyle is that forms the base of the cubital fossa. Suppose this is your lateral epicondyle and this is your medial epicondyle. So the imaginary line that is drawn between the lateral and medial forms the base of cubital fossa. And next, cubital fossa has got a lateral border, it has got a medial border. So this is lateral epicondyle, this is medial epicondyle, and this border is the lateral border and this is the medial border. So this is the lateral epicondyle, medial epicondyle, lateral epicondyle. So the imaginary line between them is the base of the cubital fossa, and this is the medial border and this is the lateral border. So we discuss what are the structures that are present in the cubital fossa lateral to medial. So from lateral direction to medial direction, what are the structures that are present in cubital fossa? So first of all, you will come across, you just need to remember a small mnemonic here. It is R tan. Right? So on the lateral side, you will find R in the sense the radial nerve. So this is the radial nerve which you find on the lateral part of the cubital fossa, right? So when you move medially, you will find T in the sense the tendon. So this is the tendon. Tendon of which muscle? Tendon of biceps brachii muscle. So the biceps brachii muscle continues upwards as you take this is as the humerus, right? This is the humerus. This is the lateral epicondyle of the humerus. This is the medial epicondyle of the humerus, right? So biceps brachii muscle. One short head is attached here and the long head is attached here, and this biceps brachii muscle, both of them fuse together. So this is the biceps brachii, and its tendon gets attached on the radial tuberosity of the radius bone. So here there is a location of a radial tuberosity, and this is the tendon of the biceps brachii that is attached into the radial tuberosity of the radial bone. So here you find the radius and here you find the ulna. This is the radius and this is the ulna. On the radius there is a tuberosity called as radial tuberosity. So one end of the tendon of biceps brachii gets attached to this radial tuberosity. So we come back to our concept. So this is the radial nerve and this is the tendon of biceps brachii muscle. And next you find A in the sense artery. This is the artery. This artery in the cubital fossa, it comes towards the apex of the cubital fossa, and here it divides into two. One that passes laterally is called as the radial artery, and one that passes medially is called as the ulnar artery, right? So this artery name is called as brachial artery. This is brachial artery. Okay. So the radial nerve is finished. The tendon of biceps brachii is finished. The artery, radial artery is finished. N stands for nerve. The nerve is nothing but median nerve. Medially we find median nerve. Right? This is the median nerve. So once again, from laterally to medially, first we find radial nerve, and next we find tendon of biceps brachii, tendon of biceps brachii muscle, and next we find brachial artery. Okay, and at last we find median nerve. So this manner is from the lateral aspect to the medial aspect. So this is the content of cubital fossa. These are the structures that are exactly located in the cubital fossa. If you come more medially, generally medially we find this nerve called as median nerve. If you come more medially, as I told, this is the median epicondyle. If you come more medially, behind the medial epicondyle, here there is one more nerve called as ulnar nerve. Right? This ulnar nerve passes backwards of the medial epicondyle and supplies to the palm. So this is the cubital fossa. These are the contents which are exactly located in the cubital fossa. And I also discussed about the borders of the cubital fossa and the structures that are present within the cubital fossa. Now we will be going to the structures that form the roof of the cubital fossa. Roof. And next, structures forming floor of cubital fossa. The structures that are forming roof of the cubital fossa are, so let me draw the cubital fossa here. So this is the base and this is the medial border, this is the lateral border and this is the medial border. Here we come across R standing for radial nerve, and this is the artery, tendon of biceps brachii, and this is the artery, and this is the nerve to median nerve. This is the median nerve, right? So as we see, the structures that are forming the roof are superficially we find skin. Just below the skin we find fascia, and just below the fascia we find bicipital aponeurosis. Okay, what is exactly this bicipital aponeurosis? Bicipital aponeurosis is located below the fascia. It is just a flap of tissue. Like for suppose you say like the pages in the book, it is just a flap of tissue that covers this tendon, artery as well as the nerve in this manner. In this way, it covers the tendon, artery and the nerve. So there is an additional support for this tendon or additional protection for this tendon, artery as well as nerve, and that is covered by or that protection is given by this bicipital aponeurosis. Right? These are the structures that are forming the roof. Now coming to the floor of this cubital fossa is formed by supinator muscle, and in some textbooks they also say instead of supinator muscle there is brachialis muscle which forms the floor of the cubital fossa. Brachialis muscle. And one more thing I would like to mention is that, as I told, this is the lateral border and this is the medial border, right? So as you see here, this is the lateral border and this is the medial border. So lateral border also contains one muscle, this big chunk of muscle which we find here. This one is called as the brachioradialis muscle, and on the medial border also we find one more muscle, is called as the pronator teres muscle, right? So now the lateral border of the cubital fossa is lined by which muscle? It is brachioradialis. Brachioradialis muscle. Whereas the medial border is lined by pronator teres. Right? A quick review. This is the base of the cubital fossa. This is the lateral border of cubital fossa. Lateral border of cubital fossa contains brachioradialis muscle, and medial border of cubital fossa contains pronator teres muscle. So the structures that are present in the cubital fossa are, more laterally we find the radial nerve, medial to it we find the tendon of biceps brachii, and more medially we find an artery called as brachial artery, and more medially we find the nerve called as median nerve. And one more structure that is present behind this medial epicondyle is the ulnar nerve. Next, the structures forming the roof of the cubital fossa. Superficially we find the skin. Below the skin there is fascia, and below the fascia there is bicipital aponeurosis that covers only the tendon, artery as well as the nerve. So the tendon, artery and nerve are additionally supported by this bicipital aponeurosis. Next, the floor. Floor is formed by supinator muscle. In some textbooks they also say instead of supinator muscle, brachialis muscle itself forms the floor of this cubital fossa. So in the exams they are going to ask you what are the structures present in the cubital fossa, and what are the borders of the cubital fossa, and what are the muscles that are lining the borders, and what are the structures that form the roof, and what are the structures that form the floor. So this is about cubital fossa. Thank you, and the next video will be regarding the carpal tunnel and carpal tunnel syndrome.